तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि राजसं यत्तु कृत्स्नवदेकस्मिन् कार्ये सक्तमहैतुकम् अतत्त्वार्थवदल्पं च तत्तामसमुदाहृतं नियतं सङ्गरहितम् अरागद्वेषतः कृतम् अफलप्रेप्सुना कर्म यत्तत्सात्विकमुच्यते यत्तु कामेप्सुना कर्म साहङ्कारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलायासं तद्राजसमुदाहृतम् अनुबन्धं क्षयं हिंसाम् अनवेक्ष्य च पौरुषं मोहादारभ्यते कर्म यत्तत्तामसमुच्यते मुक्तसङ्गो नहं वादी धृत्युत्साहसमन्वितः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योर्निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः अयुक्तः प्राकृतस्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिकोलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते बुद्धेर्भेदं धृतेश्चैव गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु प्रोच्यमानमशेषेण पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च कार्याकार्ये भयाभये बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया धर्ममधर्मं च कार्यं चाकार्यमेव च अयथावत् प्रजानाति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ राजसी अधर्मं धर्ममिति या मन्यते तमसावृता सर्वार्थान् विपरीतांश्च बुद्धिः सा पार्थ तामसी धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया तु धर्मकामार्थान् धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन प्रसङ्गेन फलाकाङ्क्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृतिः सा पार्थ तामसी सुखं त्विदानीं त्रिविधं शृणु मे भरतर्षभ अभ्यासाद्रमते यत्र दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमं तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजं विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् यत्तदग्रे मृतोपमं परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतं यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतं न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः ब्राह्मणक्षत्रियविशां शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः शमोदमस्तपः शौचं क्षान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजं शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजं कृषिगौरक्ष्यवाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वभावनियतं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषमपि न त्यजेत् सर्वारम्भा हि दोषेण धूमेनाग्निरिवावृताः असक्तबुद्धिः सर्वत्र जितात्मा विगतस्पृहः नैष्कर्म्यसिद्धिं परमां सन्न्यासेनाधिगच्छति सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म तथाप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तः धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयांस् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषौ व्युदस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघ्वाशी यतवाक्कायमानसः ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्मभूतप्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते परां भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरं सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम् चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव मच्चित्तः सर्वदुर्गाणि मत्प्रसादात् तरिष्यसि अथ चेत्त्वमहङ्कारात् न श्रोष्यसि विनङ्क्ष्यसि यदहङ्कारमाश्रित्य न योत्स्य इति मन्यसे मिथ्यैष व्यवसायस्ते प्रकृतिस्त्वां नियोक्ष्यति स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धस्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यस्य वशोऽपि तत् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां हृद्देशेऽर्जुन तिष्ठति भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रारूढानि मायया तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातं गुह्याद्गुह्यतरं मया विमृश्यैतदशेषेण यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः शृणु मे परमं वचः इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितं मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैष्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः इदं ते नातपस्काय नाभक्ताय कदाचन न चाशुश्रूषवे वाच्यं न च मां योऽभ्यसूयति य इमं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्वभिधास्यति भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा मामे वैष्यत्य संशयः न च तस्मान्मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्माद् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि अध्येष्यते च य इमं धर्म्यं संवादमावयोः ज्ञानयज्ञेन तेनाहम् इष्टस्यामिति मे मतिः श्रद्धावाननसूयश्च शृणुयादपि यो नरः सोऽपि मुक्तः शुभान् लोकान् प्राप्नुयात् पुण्यकर्मणाम् कच्चिदेतच्छ्रुतं पार्थ त्वयैकाग्रेण चेतसा कच्चिदज्ञानसम्मोहः प्रनष्टस्ते धनञ्जय अर्जुन उवाच नष्टो मोहस्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव सञ्जय उवाच इत्यहं वासुदेवस्य पार्थस्य च महात्मनः संवादमिममश्रौषम् अद्भुतं रोमहर्षणं व्यासप्रसादाच्छ्रुतवान् एतद्गुह्यमहं परं योगं योगेश्वरात् कृष्णात् साक्षात् कथयतः स्वयं राजन् संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य संवादमिममद्भुतं केशवार्जुनयोः पुण्यं हृष्यामि च मुहुर्मुहुः तच्च संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य रूपमत्यद्भुतं हरेः विस्मयो मे महान् राजन् हृष्यामि च पुनः पुनः यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णः यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिः ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे मोक्षसंन्यासयोगो नाम अष्टादशोऽध्यायः।
Om Upasakanam yadupasaniyam upattavasam vatashakhimulem taddhama dakshinyajusha swamurtyam jagartu chitte mama bodharupam adraksham akshinadayanidhanam आचार्यमाद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुतन्तं विद्राविताशेषतमो गणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्यमायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्यदेवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात्कृतसन्निधानः ओङ्काररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तमपाकरोतु श्रुत्यर्थगोचरं वन्दे वाच्यार्थानामगोचरं लक्ष्यार्थवपुषं वन्दे शङ्करं देशिकं गुरुम् ॐ तत्सदाख्यं पुरुषं गुहेशं भक्तार्तिनाशाय शरीरवन्तम् मोदस्वरूपं मधुरस्वभावं त्वाम् आत्मनाथं रमणं भजामि देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनी शुनि चैव श्ववाके च पंडिताः समदर्शिनः. This is the last shloka we saw. Yesterday we saw some verses from Bhagavatam where Krishna is telling Uddhava about this same-sightedness. You can attain liberation not by some spiritual practice but by this knowledge now here. Because Uddhava was so urgent, he was feeling already I am very old. So Bhagavan, give it to me now. So Bhagavan said, see, look, it is all Brahman, provided you accept the Shruti Pramanyam. The Upanishad says, or Bhagavan himself says, that I am within all as their Atma. If you have faith in that word, that is enough. You might be seeing he is a good person, he is a bad person. But don't give importance to what you feel. Give importance to what Bhagavan is saying. When we see water, we see only water. But when a scientist tells you it is hydrogen plus oxygen, you accept. But still you don't see hydrogen or oxygen there. But you accept. At least that much faith you should have in Shastram. But here Brahman, you are seeing. Everything is alive. Everything is luminous with its existence, awareness. So, accept that and start seeing that with the eye of Jnanam. Drishtyam Jnanamayim Kritva Pashyetu Brahmamayam Jagat. See the Jagat as Brahmamayam by the Drishti of Jnanam. Not by the ordinary Drishti, you cannot see that. So this Samatva Darshana is something very profound. Bhagavata says if you can have this, it is like wearing an armor, kavacham. If you wear this kavacham, you will not get hurt by anything. Most important way you get hurt is by seeing negativity outside. Not by somebody coming and telling you. That is very rare. You see something wrong, you see something not good, you are polluted, corrupted. So to protect you from that, yato hi bhagavaneva vastutaha sad asatchayat satyena anena nas sarve yantu nasham upadravaha. This is called Narayana Kavacham in Bhagavata. As everything is Bhagavan, if you can accept this Satyam, all Upadravas will go away. All troubles will go away. All negative visions will go away from you. But remember, this is not for practicing. This is for vision. To protect you. If you try to practice this, you will end up in trouble. It is for your yoga sthiti. You do not have attachment or aversion towards anybody. But you are not that way going and interacting with a negative person. So interaction is only dharma. In the plane of interaction, you should have dharmam. In protecting yourself inwardly, you should have jnanam. When your mind tells that negative, this person is not good, that is, you say everywhere, everyone inside them, there is that Bhagavan is there. But when you interact, you need some discipline, some rule, some law, and that is dharma. So what is dharma that you have to do? You should not say, everybody is Bhagavan, so I will behave as I like. Then you will end up in trouble. So you should have this knack, this balance. In interaction, dharma. In yoga, jnanam. So this is the rule. Okay. So once you have this knowledge that sarvam khalu idam brahma, all this is Brahman, all this is Bhagavan, Isha Vasyam idam sarvam. Cover everything with Ishvara, says the Upanishad. So that you will not have any negative feeling, you will not have any negative idea inside you. Then you will have peace, shanti. Ihaivatayir jita sargaha. Certain shlokas, if we remember, we will get the essence of Gita. One of these shlokas is this one, the 19th one. ihaivatayir jitas sargaha esham samye sthitam manaha. Those who have their mind in samasthiti, they have crossed sarga. Sarga means creation. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. This bondage. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. Brahman means which is beyond all duality, which is beyond all bondage. Dosham is ego. The individual sense is not there. Then the samatva comes, and one who has attained this, he is established in Brahman. Tasmat brahmanite sthitaha. They are established in Brahman. They are abiding in Brahman. This is the essence of this shloka. The sage who has attained quietude of mind has indeed transcended the suffering of embodiment. Here it is not actually quietude, it is samatvam. It is that equilibrium. There is no prick inside you about due to dualistic feeling. So, this Bhagavan gives here we will continue the next verse. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. That is one idea here. Here Bhagavan defines Brahman as that which is unaffected by flaws such as birth, death, disease and so on of the body, as well as right knowledge, wrong knowledge, ignorance, memory, fantasy, sleep and so on of the mind. It is ever the same, even amidst all flaws. The experiencer is ever same. It is the very effulgence of I am. The aham is always of the same nature. That aham is always of the same nature. It is pure consciousness. One must probe within and realize this sama principle. Sama means the same, equal. The opposite of sama is vigata sama. It is vishama. It means disturbance. The Atman is sama and the mind is vishama. When you have this dualistic idea, the mind is born. So, nirdosham hi samam brahma. Dosham means vasanas and samam means samadhi, where there are no vasanas. So, nirvasana maunam is nirdosham. So, we will continue. This Nirdosham has a very big commentary in our Gita. You can go through that commentary, then you will have more clarity about it. If the mind reaches the samasthiti, one abides in Brahman. And that samasthiti is our real nature. Tasmat brahmanite sthitaha. Next shloka. Na praharshyet priyam prapya.
Pyet priyam prapya.
No dvijet prapya cha priyam.
No dvijet prapya cha priyam.
Sthira buddhira sammudhaha.
Sthira buddhira sammudhaha.
Brahmavid brahmani sthitaha.
Brahmavid brahmani sthitaha.
Na praharshyet priyam prapya. Established in Brahman with firm understanding and with no delusion, no moha, no ajnana, the knower of Brahman neither rejoices upon receiving something pleasant, nor grieves upon receiving something unpleasant. Our life will bring in all these things. If you get something very delightful, you are so happy. Formerly, in village, people will be waiting for the postman. Because he will bring good letters, money order, all that he will bring. So, when postman comes, there will be light in face. If he passes your house without giving you anything, the face becomes darker. Elderly ladies, they have only one work from 10 o'clock onwards, sitting there, waiting for the postman. And if the telegram man comes, all are afraid. He is generally referred to as Yama. Because he will bring only such news. And he will come in a red cycle. So when telegram man comes, all are afraid. When postman comes, everybody is happy. And especially if he comes to your house, very happy. See, one old man was there. He asked the postman, do I have any letter? Every day he will ask. And one day the postman said, who will write letter to you? Every day pestering me. And from the next day, there was a postcard to this old man. So the postman brought, today you have a letter, bring it inside, he said. So the postman took the postcard, climbed all the steps, went inside and gave the letter. And next day, another postcard. Third day, another postcard. The postman was wondering, he himself was writing. Because he said, nobody will write you letter. So he started writing to himself. So, na praharshyet priyam prapya. When priyam comes, you live in a big agraharam and you give talks, you will have a lot of stories. You should know how to take stories from there. Everyone is a story. When happiness comes in life, somebody brings you happiness, you are excited. Praharsha. Praharsha means excitement, delight. When priyam comes, praharsha. Apriyam comes udvega. Udvega means agitation, anxiety. The sign of spiritual understanding is sthira buddhi. The buddhi is stable. There is balance. There is a calmness which cannot be disturbed by excitement or depression or agitation. Such a one is Brahmavit. He is the knower of Brahman. He has found the true home inside, in his heart. To find a locus where the mind can stay unaffected is the goal of a meditator. Such a locus, sthanam, is within. It is our own beingness, existence, which expresses itself as the I. When the mind goes seeking the heart, there one finds rest in one's real nature. Until one finds this center, the buddhi does not become steady, sthira. Until one dehypnotizes oneself from the spell of destiny, self-will, and the outer world, both destiny and self-will. Which is full of events, emotions, and individuals, it is impossible to be established in the self. So, the true knower is a sthira buddhi. Those who consider their body as their self are those who get affected by both priya and apriya, the pleasant and the unpleasant, and get excited and depressed by them. When you are born, these two will come. You will get affected. Deha matratma darshinam hi priya priya prapti harsha vishadau kurvate na kevala atma darshinaha tasya priya priya prapti asambhavat. Upanishad says, the embodied one who identifies with the body, he will have nasasharirasya sataha priyapriyayoho apahatirasti. When shariratma bhava is there, priya and apriya will get will affect you. When shariratma bhava is removed, this affectation, one goes beyond this affectation, then he finds that inner calmness, stability. He becomes a knower of Brahman and he finds a sitting place inside. A true resting place in his heart. So he is Brahmani sthitaha. He is resting, abiding in his true nature. He is no more hypnotized by Maya. So we will continue. Bahyasparsheshva saktatma
Bahyasparsheshva saktatma
Vindatyatmani yatsukham
Vindatyatmani yatsukham
Sabrahma yoga yuktatma
Sabrahma yoga yuktatma
Sukhamakshayam
Sukhamakshayam ashnute.
The first step of yoga. Yoga means dhyana. Is bahya nirodha. Through all the senses, the outer world is entering and creating waves inside you of excitement or depression or anxiety or some kind of disturbance. So the first step is somehow to keep oneself untouched by the circumference. You cannot avoid the circumference. The circumference is Maya. The center is Brahman, Atma. So the more and more you become centered, a little bit you touch the circumference, it will pull you. A very fast flowing river, you put your feet there, it will pull you. Like that, the power of Prakriti can sweep your feet. By pulling your attention towards the name, the form, creating inwardly doership, enjoyership. It is its nature. So by striving, by abhyasa and vairagya, slowly this asangatva arises within. The person becomes touchless. the person becomes somehow remains like the churned out butter, not mixing with the water or the buttermilk. Somehow, a kind of strange spiritual aloofness arises in a yogi. Such a one is here referred to as Bahya Sparsheshu Asaktatma. Sparshaha Indriyani. Sparshaha means the senses. And the senses have their sensory objects' natural pleasure and pain. Contact born affectations, unavoidable. A person who thinks that the objects will change their prakriti, nature, he will waste his time in fighting with them. He will continue his struggle till he understands that it is not possible. So, tayorna vashamagachet. Bhagavan said, don't come under their sway. Learn this asparsha yoga. Sarva sattva sukha. As Mandukya Karika says, very, very it gives great lightness. It gives inward protection. It gives sukham. The person is asparsha yogi. Sparsha vihina. As Bhagavata, Yadu king, seeing Dattatreya, he identifies him as a asparsha yogi. So the person can remain in his prarabdha and remain as an asparsha yogi. So bahya sparsheshu asaktatma, by asakti, anasakti. And there is abundant peace within. Vindati atmani yat sukham. He experiences the sukham of Atma. He is Brahma Yoga Yukta. He is a Yukta, yoked to Brahman. His mind is firmly rooted, established in Brahman. He enjoys inexhaustible sukham, ananda. Sukham akshayam ashnute. Continuing next verse. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkayonaya evate.
Dukkayonaya evate.
Adyantavantah kaunteya.
Adyantavantah kaunteya.
Nateshu ramate buddhaha.
Nateshu ramate buddhaha.
Contact with sensory objects. The senses get pain and pleasure. That is the only way we know. Ehi samsparshajaha bhogaha. The delights that are contact born are verily the wombs of pain. Dukkha yonayaha. If it is not giving you dukkham, suffering now, soon it will deliver. It is only a question of time. Now it is not giving you, but soon it will give you. Only a question of time. Sometimes they will say, no, you are in the queue. Dukkha yonaya evate adyantavantaha, adi and anta, beginning and end. They have beginning and end. Some pleasure experience happens and it soon ends. So too painful experience also ends. But when pleasure ends, it is pain. When pain ends, it is pleasure. Adyantavantah kaunteya. Soon, by seeing this dualistic movement of the mind, something comes, gives you pleasure, and when it goes, there is a lot of pain, either due to a happy thing going, or the happy thing itself will become very exhausting, draining out, shattering you. Most of the worldly pleasures are like that. Excitement, entertainment, excitement, exhaustion. 3 E's. This is modern society. Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. Unending entertainment. You get excited constantly and get ultimately exhausted. When the person gets bored with this, too much of this excitement and exhaustion, ultimately the person commits suicide. Because nothing else remains. No fulfillment, no happiness. So dukkha yonayaha, they will give dukkham to him. Too much of this kind of pleasure, the person becomes a psychiatric patient. Totally disturbed he becomes. Adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. The wise one will not take delight in that. He will not get attached to such disturbing experiences. Too much of disturbance. Contact with others is bound to be beset with problems. Pleasure and pain both come and go. When pleasure arrives, it is welcomed, whereas when it leaves, it feels painful. We have already spoken that. This is dvandva. Na samsare sukasya gandhamatramapi asti iti buddhva vishayamrgatrishnikayaha indriyani nivartayet. Here Shankaracharya says, when the senses contact their respective objects, there is certainly pleasure. And when the pleasure is lost, there is pain. The senses and their sensory contact with objects are pregnant with suffering and will deliver pain at any time. The more pleasure they give, the more suffering they will give later. Beware of this. When there is immense pleasure, we must remind ourselves that a day will come when this too will go. And when it goes, immense suffering awaits us. The Bhashyakara, the commentator, Shankaracharya, he says, realizing that there is not the least trace of happiness in the world. One should withdraw the organs from the objects which are comparable to a mirage. Shankaracharya says, worldly people, it will be difficult to accept. You know what Shankaracharya says? Na samsare sukasya gandha matramapi asti iti buddhva. One has to understand that in samsara, not even a little smell of sukham asti. Not even a little smell of happiness is there. A speck of happiness is not there. This is what he says. How can he say that? He went to Govinda Bhagavad Pada when he was only 8 years old. He has not enjoyed this world. That is why he is able to say that. Not because of that. They have found something which is immensely fulfilling. That Brahmananda, when a sage has experienced that, then he comes to know what these worldly people are all eating, consuming. So is it Sukham? And more the so-called Sukham they go through, they become dull. And at last, you look at them, you become dull. Like that, when we say kataksha, jnani gives a kataksham, you get jnanam. Like that, the person who is pleasure addicted has gone through all pleasure. You should be a very fulfilled person, right? Very rich, who has all facilities. You see such people. You look at their face, you will feel like vomiting. Because they do not have that peace, contentment, that fulfillment. They do not have that deep, profound peace inside them. So that is there. So the wise ones who are compassionate, they don't tell you completely withdraw from the world, but they say, have this wisdom inside you and slowly understand that the true happiness is within you. When the mind becomes quiet, when the mind attains that profound peace of Atma, then you will find true happiness, true joy, not outside. This Vishayam Trishna, this pleasure in world is like a mirage. Mirage is water seen, sometimes you see in that road also. But you go there, no water. Like that, this is Mrigatrishnika, mirage. Like that, there is no happiness, true happiness there. Thus, you tell yourself, this is a method that is used to meditate, to remove from Bahya Sparsha. You tell your mind, oh mind, please understand, there is nothing outside. You go there to experience happiness, at last you will find there is no happiness there. So find happiness in yourself. Find that peace in your own heart. Learn to abide there in complete calmness. Thus says the Guru, Acharya Swami. Shreyo marga pratipakshi kashtadamo doshaha sarvanartha prapti hetuhu durnivarasya iti tat parihare yatnadhikyam kartavyam. The fascination and desire for sensory objects is a very difficult hurdle for many a seeker. Kashtadamo doshaha. It is not that easy. So Shankaracharya says, Shreyo marga pratipakshi. It is something which can completely spoil you, destroy you. Kashtadamo doshaha. Very, very difficult to conquer. And it gives you kashtam, pain. Sarvanartha prapti hetu. It gives you all anartha, disaster. Durnivaraha, very difficult to come out. So, a person has to find an antidote to that. The antidote to that is satsanga, Bhagavan Nama Japam, Bhagavad Dhyana, Sadgrantha Parayana. One should have all this like a medicine one should take and find balance in life. So that whether you get something from outside or not, happiness is there. You don't allow anything to overpower you. Whether it is persons, whether it is instruments like mobile. Shreyo Marga Pratipakshi. This mobile is a dead thing. It can be utilized by you in a good way. It is something which we have found for our utility. But it becomes an obstacle for a child or for a young person to attain well-beingness in his life. Means that is Shreyo Marga Pratipakshi. And what is it doing? Mrigatrishnika. Nothing real. All unreal things, and you are deluded, absorbed in that. So you need lot of viveka there. Kashtadamo doshaha. No, parents sometimes give the mobile to children so that they will not cry. The child also mysterious. Only 1.5 years he knows how to handle it very well than all of us. Born with, whether he is born with Atma Jnanam or not, born with mobile Jnanam. Sarvanartha prapti hetuhu. When a person gets addicted to these outer things, all disaster comes to his life. And getting caught by such inert things, he says, very difficult to come out. Very difficult to come out. Durnivaraha. So, first thing in spiritual sadhana is tat parihare. In finding parihara to that, yatnadhikyam kartavyam. One has to put immense effort in releasing oneself from all these appearances which are overpowering our life. So we will continue next verse. Shaknoti haiva yassodhum.
Shaknoti haiva yassodhum.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Kamakrodhodbhavam vegam.
Kamakrodhodbhavam vegam.
Sayuktasya sukhi naraha.
Sayuktasya sukhi naraha.
Bhagavan also knows that a person cannot attain highest perfection very quickly. When you sit in satsanga also, we know that it is only a beginning. The knowledge is entering inside, that's all. Too complex it is. It's not that easily the person comes out. But Bhagavan says, at least You practice, you struggle, in an intelligent way you strive. Constantly you have this practice and dispassion, abhyasa and vairagya. Anything that drains you out, anything that pollutes you, anything that disturbs you, you find ways and means to move away from that. You learn this art of engaging in inspiring, divine, spiritually enriching contacts, satsanga. By constantly struggling like this, it is sure, certain, that the more and more the person grow old, the more and more a kind of sweetness will come in him. A kind of true understanding will blossom inside him. Lot of discipline will set inside him. Great amount of austerity will arise in his life. Discipline will arise in life. Long duration of profound calmness will surface in his heart. This we call as spiritual evolution. His intellect takes deep dip into profound stillness of dhyana. And the person moves away, finds great distance between him and objects, emotions, individuals that disturbed him formerly are not now disturbing him. Which used to affect him, shake him, are not now doing that. He has somehow wriggled out of that grip. Then he knows that it is Bhagavad Kripa, Atma Kripa, Guru Kripa. Sadhana is bearing fruit. So here Bhagavan says, Shaknoti, we have already, Shlokam, Shaknoti haivayasodhum
Knoti haivayasodhum
Praksharira vimokshanaat
Praksharira vimokshanat
Kamakrodhodbhavam vegam
Kamakrodhodbhavam vegam
Sayuktasya sukhi naraha.
Sayuktasya sukhi naraha.
He is a yukta. Yukta means a person who has found balance. He is a sukhi. He has found real sukham, fulfillment, well-beingness. There is a story that Swami Shivananda has narrated. A young sadhaka had visited a well-known sadhu of Rishikesh, very old man, and asked him, Swamiji, have you conquered kama, desire? The Swami replied, I cannot tell you now. Because he was very old, but he replied, I cannot tell you now. The sadhaka was shocked to hear this response from this very revered elderly sadhu. He thought, the sadhu is already 80 years old. And even then he says that he is not sure. The sadhu went on to live well beyond 90 years. On his last day, a few hours before dying, he called this young man, young brahmachari, and said, my dear boy, I can now tell you that by the grace of the Lord, I have conquered desire. I have gone beyond desire. Kashtadamo doshaha, sarvanartha prapti hetuhu, durnivaraha, as Shankaracharya said, it is very difficult to give up, which can spoil, destroy you. So that dosha, Marana Seema Karanam Jivato Avashyam Bhavi. Shankaracharya says it up to the last moment of death. Seema, Marana Seema. This desire can disturb him. Kama Krodhodbhavo Vegaha, the force of Kama and Krodha. Ananta Nimittavan. You do not know what makes you, what stirs desire or anger in the person. Yavat maranam tavad na visrambhaniyam. Till death one should not believe, should not get deceived. Because this is the nature of Maya. So prak sharira vimokshanad. Before the body is dropped, one has to attain that state of telling from the heart, I don't have any desire. By Bhagavad Kripa, I have no desire. That should come from the heart. One Swami, I think his name is Atmananda, he was Swami Vivekananda's disciple. Great scholar, great austere saint, very renunciate, great renunciate, Tyagi. And when he was very old, one devotee asked, Swamiji, did you have vision of God? Because the Ramakrishna Mutt tradition, they have this obsession. Because Ramakrishna, Vivekananda asked him, Ramakrishna, have you seen God? So many have this idea of seeing God. So this devotee asked, Swamiji, have you seen some vision, some God? Have you seen God? He laughed and said, my dear boy, it would have been good if I have seen some ghost. Not even that I have seen. Not even a ghost I have seen. What to speak about God? But by the grace of my Guru, there is no desire in my mind. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatam. There is no desire in my mind. My mind is absolutely free of desire. That is the real sign of Bhagavad Anugraha. So, Praksharira Vimokshanad also means you might have desires. You might feel desire for many things. But at least you are not executing them physically. Then also you are somehow free. When you sit for japam, people say, my mind is wandering here, there, everywhere. You tell your mind, before sitting for japam, you tell your mind you can wander anywhere. You can think anything. I will not stand, I will not come with you. Give a whole world tour ticket to the mind and do japam. Don't follow the mind. Let the mind ask for anything. Don't give. Don't try to control it. Let it blabber. Let it desire. You have no compulsion to fulfill that desire. Then you have won the first step. So, Praksharira Vimokshanad. One Swami, a great tapasvi, used to say, somebody said about Dasa Bhakti, Bhagavad Dasa. We are all Bhagavad Dasa. So he said, Dasa Bhakti is not that easy. A Dasa means he should not have any desire other than what his Lord wills. Then only he is a Dasa. Make a little change in that language and you can say Bhritya, a paid servant. He is not a Dasa, but he is a Bhritya. In Bhritya Bhakti, Bhritya will have desires, but he knows only what Yajamana decides I will get. I have no freedom to desire. I might desire I want this, I want that. But you know that only what he gives you will get. You will get. You have no freedom to ask. So you are Bhagavad Bhritya. So there, Praksharira Vimokshanad also means physically achieving what you desire if you are at least not having that compulsion. The Kama Krodhodbhavam Vegam, the force, the power of the drives, desire, anger. You don't have that compulsion to fulfill. Then you are free. Sayuktaha is a yogi who has found balance. Sukhi, he has found sukham. Yes samutpatitam krodham kshamayaiva nirasyati yathoragas tvacham jirnam savai purusha uchyate. When the anger comes, he should keep the anger away from him. Anger will be there, but not explosion of anger. That is freedom from anger. This shloka comes in Ramayana. Next shloka. Yonta sukontara ramaha tathantarjyotirevayaha sayogi brahma nirvanam
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam
Brahma bhuto dhigacchati.
Brahma bhuto dhigacchati.
He is antasukha. He is not seeking for any sukham from outside. He has found sukham, happiness in his within. So antasukha. Antararamaha. He is finding delight in his own heart. Tatha antarjyotirevaya. You have a pot and inside you keep a lamp. Like that he is illumined from within. His light is within. Our light is outside, so we are seeing the outside world. The yogi's light is inside, so he is seeing inside. Antararamaha antarjyotihi. Sa yogi, that yogi attains Brahma Nirvanam, that supreme Jnanam is Brahma Nirvanam. The supreme Samadhi is Brahma Nirvanam. How does he attain Brahma Nirvanam? Brahma Bhutaha. He becomes Brahma Bhuta. He becomes Brahman and attains Brahma Nirvana. Brahma Bhutaha Brahma Nirvanam adhigacchati. He recognizes his own real nature as Brahman and no more the Jiva Bhava exists. He becomes one with the Supreme, the all-pervading truth and becomes absolutely free. Brahma bhuto dhigacchati. Such a yogi attains Brahma. Nirvana is niravarana. The avarana is removed. The veil of ignorance is removed. So he attains Brahma Nirvana. He attains the supreme state here while living in the body itself. There are blessed beings who reach this state even while embodied. They come to know with absolute certainty that they are free of the body, mind and ego. They are free from the prison house of suffering. Just try to conceive that benediction, that blessed state. Blessed are those who, by just listening to the teaching, by just getting a clue from the Acharya about the divine self, realize it here and now and become absolutely free, free of all bondage of ignorance, just like birds soaring freely in the sky. They move about as Jivan Muktas. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam.
Labhante Brahma Nirvanam.
Rishaya Kshina Kalmashaha.
Rishaya Kshina Kalmashaha.
Chinnadvaidha Yatatmanaha.
Chinnadvaidha Yatatmanaha.
Sarvabhuta Hiterataha.
Sarvabhuta Hiterataha.
Those sages whose notions of duality are all annihilated. Chinnadvaidhaha, whose sins are destroyed, kalmasha, who are self-controlled, yatatmanaha, and who rejoice in the welfare of all beings, attain the beatitude of Brahman. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam, they attain Brahma Nirvanam, self-realization. The supreme enlightenment. All their kama, krodha, all these inner disturbances are all gone. No question of attachment and aversion. Chinnadvaidhaha. They have attained great discipline. Yatatmanaha. And these Jivan Muktas live for the well-being of all. For the sake of the world. For the sake of all. Great compassion arises. Sarva Bhuta Hitam. In Viveka Chudamani we saw, last Acharya says, I am telling Hitam. What is good for you? Hitamitam Upadesham Adriyantam. This is Hitam Upadesham. I am giving you not Priyam, Hitam, that which is very good for you. For the good of all. Bahujana Hitaya. Bahujana Sukhaya. For many attaining real Hitam and Sukham. This teaching should reach everywhere. That is what all great acharyas thought about. That everyone should be benefited. According to their state, they should get some kind of spiritual teaching. Even if a person is able to do some nama japam every day, some reading of good spiritual books every day, or even going to a temple and spending some time every day, that is a great anugraha, blessing. So, if not the highest attainment, at least a little bit of some discipline, something which can give them peace, happiness, discipline should be given. So, this is in the conclusion, Bhagavan is saying, Sarva Bhuta Hiterataha. The sages are moving from place to place. The sannyasis, generally, they don't stay. 3 days they don't stay. They make a move. Sometimes they don't stay even one night in a place. And everywhere, wherever they go, they give teaching, knowledge, peace, dharma shraddha, all these things. This is Sarva Bhuta Hiterataha. Loke charati suryavat. As Bhagavata puts it. The sun, when it arises, it gives out light. Like that, these Brahmanishtas, they spread out this light of knowledge everywhere, peace everywhere, shanti everywhere. Vasantavallokahitam charanta. In Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says, There are great sadhu sant. எப்படி தொடங்கிறது? சாந்தாக மகாந்தः நிவசந்தி சந்தः. All such santaha nivasanti, jivan muktas. They are all always there, especially in this Bharata Desha, they will be there. Shantaha mahantaha nivasanti saddaha. They travel from one place to another like Vasanta Kalam. Vasantavallokahitam charantaha. Like the spring season they go. Wherever spring arises, Vasanta Kala comes, it's all great celebration. Like that. Vasantavallokahitam charantaha. Tirnaha swayam. They have crossed this terrible ocean of samsara, suffering. Tirna swayam bhima bhavarnavam. This terrible ocean of becoming. Ahetuna, without any desire for result. Anyanapi tarayantaha. Make others also cross. Tarati satarati anyanapi tarayati. He also crosses, he makes others also cross. So such great beings, Bhagavan here says, they have attained Brahma Nirvana. They are Rishayaha, they are sages. They are the seers. Their inner perversions are all gone. Their trouble is gone. If the medical doctor, he need not be necessarily healthy. But if he is healthy, that itself will inspire the patient. The doctor is very healthy, the patient will get inspired. But always it is not like that. So, a guru also, he should be necessarily spiritually healthy. Then it will inspire the sadhaka also. So, Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. His problems are all over. He has come out of this hypnosis. And his dualistic troubles are all over. And through so many years of practicing disciplines, Nirantara Abhyasa Nitanta Bhadra, as Shankaracharya puts it in Yogataravali, by constant practice, his spiritual experiences have become very, very safe with him. No more can he lose them. They are all very well safeguarded in him, habitual. His mind is habitually in samadhi. Nirantara abhyasa nitanta bhadra. Sajrumbhade yogini yoga nidra. That is, subject is different. So, anyway. So, such a yogi, sarvabhuta hite rataha. He is in this world for the sake of all. For the well-being of all. Next shloka. Kamakrodha viyuktanam
Kamakrodha viyuktanam
yatinam yatachetasam
Yatinam yatachetasam
abhido brahma nirvanam
Abhito brahma nirvanam
vartate viditatmanam.
Vartate viditatmanam.
Here Bhagavan is speaking about yatinam. Yati means sannyasi, the great one who has completely controlled himself, has disciplined himself. So, he is called a yati. Sannyasinam. A person who is free of desire and anger. He is a sannyasi. Otherwise, even if he dresses like a sannyasi, he is not a sannyasi. Perhaps he is a candidate for sannyasa. After taking sannyasa also, it will take time to become a sannyasi generally. He becomes a sannyasi, then becomes a sannyasi. Vimuktasya vimuchyate, like that. So he takes the decision, the resolve. That is first step. That is good. Then he puts immense effort to attain that fruition. Paramahamsa sthiti. So here, Bhagavan says, who is a yati? Kama krodha viyuktaha. One who is absolutely free of kama and krodha. He is a yati. Till then, he is not a fully matured yati, sannyasi. So, kama krodha viyuktanam, yatinam, yata chetasam. Their mind is yata. Yata means sanyata, means controlled, disciplined, absorbed in Atma, Bhagavan, Bhakti. For them, viditatmanam, they have known Brahman, they have known their own real nature. Abhidaha, ubhayataha, jivataha, jivatam mridanam cha. While alive also he is free, after death also he is free. Abhido Brahma Nirvanam. Another very beautiful meaning is, when the Jivan Mukta has known Brahman, Abhidaha means around him. Around him, this experience of Brahma Nirvanam, just like you pour water around a tree, it will be there around the tree. Like that, around a Jivan Mukta, this Brahma Nirvana will be, you can touch it, you can feel it. This Brahma Nirvana Sukha, like fragrance coming from a flower, from a Mukta Purusha, from an enlightened being, this Brahma Nirvana wafts around him. Abhido Brahma Nirvanam Vartade Vididatmanam. Around and over, a Brahmavit. This Brahma Nirvana, நம்ம தமிழில் வந்து தளங்கட்டி நிற்கிறதும்போம் அந்த மாதிரி. That Brahma Nirvana Sukha will be around that Brahmavit. He has blown out his ego. His ignorance is gone while Jivato Yasya Kaivalyam Videhe Sacha Kevalaha Yat Kinjit Pashyato Bhedam Bhayam Brute Jushrutihi. While alive, he is Kevala. He has attained Kaivalyam. So, no question of after death. Here, while living in body, he has crossed that border of ignorance. He has gone out of his Jiva Bhava. So, Jivato Yasya Kaivalyam. Abhido Brahma Nirvanam Vartate. Ubhayataha Brahma Nirvanam Vartate. While alive, he is Brahma Nirvapita. He is Brahma Nishtha. After death also, Jivataha Muktaha. Generally, certain scholarly language is Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Jivan Mukti is while alive the person is Jivan Mukta. After death, Videha Mukta. But this is only for the onlooker. For the Mukta, when he attains Jnanam, he has no body. Only others are superimposing body on him. Others are superimposing mind on him. Others are superimposing ego on him. Others are superimposing suffering on him. Or pleasure on him. For him, there is no suffering, no pleasure, no body, no mind, no ego, no world. When Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi had his cancer, everyone saw this. They tried to tell him that he is suffering, he has a body. He refused to accept. He said, where is the body? Where is the mind? Where is the ego? Only that one whole exists. Nothing else exists. This is the mystery of Jivan Mukti. Liberation here, now. So this is Vididatmanam Brahma Nirvanam Vartate. Here, Abhidaha means here, those who have known this Atma, Samyak Darshi, true knowledge arises in him. He attains Brahma Nirvana here, now. Now the next verses are like an introduction to next chapter that we will just read and tell the meaning and conclude this chapter. Samyak darshana nishthanam sannyasinam sadyo mukti ukta. Those who have attained the true knowledge, they are liberated here, now here. Sadyo mukti, not mukti through time. The Guru Upadesha comes, the disciple listens, that moment he is liberated. Sadyo mukti. Karma yogasya ishwararpita sarvabhavena ishware brahmani adhaya kriyamanaha sattva-shuddhi jnana-prapti sarva-karma sannyāsa kramena mokshaya iti Bhagavan pade pade abravit vakshyati cha. Bhagavan has many places, he has again and again told that karma yoga is the first step. You have to do your karma as Bhagavad Aradhana, as worship of Bhagavan. Then your mind will become pure. When the mind is sufficiently pure, Atma Jnana will happen. You will be able to do Atma Vichara. You will understand when you sit in a satsanga. You read a good spiritual book, you will understand. Because the mind is pure. Then Sarva Karma Sannyāsa. Then the person renounces all desire-oriented action also. Goes beyond the doership. Then attains ultimate liberation, Jivan Mukti. Athidanim dhyana yogam samyak darshanasya antarangam vistarena vakshyami iti tasya sutrasthaniyana shlokan upadishati. These shlokas are like sutram, aphorisms. And next chapter is a commentary for this sutrani. We will read that. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyan chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh pranapanau samau kritva nasabhyantaracharinau yatendriyamano buddhihi Munirmokshaparayanah Vigatechabhayakrodhah Yassada mukta eva saha. Shutting out external objects. Bahyan vishayan bahihi kritva. Let the outer objects remain outside. Do not allow them inside. Fixing the gaze between the eyebrows, bhruvor madhye. Equalizing outward and inward breaths, pranayama. Finding discipline of prana. The sage who has controlled the senses, put the senses to order. The mind and the intellect also are disciplined. Who is solely pursuing liberation, who has cast away desire, fear and anger, is ever liberated. He is liberated here now. So this is the essence of this verse. If you can remember this, you tell me next year. So we have to continue from this place. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Nyatva Mam Shantim Richati
ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति.
Very beautiful verse. Bhagavan says, Jnatva mam shanti mrchati. A person who knows me will attain shanti. When he knows me, becomes familiar with me, he will attain shanti mrchati. This chapter concludes very beautifully. Jnatva mam shanti mrchati. By knowing me, he will attain shanti. Who is this me? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. I am the enjoyer of all the yajnas and all the tapas. All the sacrifices that you do, all the austerities that you perform are all being officiated by me. I am the enjoyer inside you, the Supreme Lord of all the worlds. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Oh, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram means you cannot approach him. No, I am a friend of all. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. I am very near me. I am very near you. When a person knows Bhagavan as his friend, he will attain Shanti. See, Krishna is telling, consider me as your friend. Mitra. Don't consider me as someone who is very distant. The moment you know that I am your friend, always very near you, avijñāta saka. Bhagavata says, an unknown friend. But he is always there to help you. But you are ignoring him. Through satsanga, through jnanam, through adhyatma sadhana, you slowly come to understand that somebody is near me. And someone is protecting me. Bhagavan gives this boon to Mahabali in Bhagavatam. When Mahabali completely surrendered to Vamana, he says, now I will give you the greatest boon, Varam. Rakshishye sarvatoham tvam. He says, I will protect you in all ways. Not only you, Sanugam, whoever is with you. Saparichadam, all that belongs to you. Bhagavan, should I believe that? Sada sannihitam, you will feel me very near you. O brave one, because you have surrendered. Tatramam drakshyate bhavan, you will behold me, you will see me near you. This is his anugraha. So this is friend, avijñāta saka. When you are crying, when you are weeping, he will come and pat on your back. My dear, I am here. Generally they say, no, why fear when I am here? Yam irukka bayamen. He will come and tell you, I am here. Don't fear. Avijñāta saka. Sakha sakhayam abravit, as Veda says. A friend is talking to a friend. Like that the Guru is telling. Like that Bhagavan also says, I am your friend. So when you know that I am your friend, you will attain peace. Another meaning for this Suhridam is, when you know that I am in your heart, Hrit, you will attain Shanti. Tam atmastham yenu pashyanti dhiraha tesham shantihi shashvati netaresham. Upanishad says, when a brave one, wise person knows that Atma, that Brahman as Atmastham in his heart, then he attains supreme peace. Shanti, Shashvati, Netaresham. So he is that Bhokta, he is Karta, he is the supreme Ishvara, he is friend of all. When you know him, you will attain Shanti. When you study Bhagavad Gita, you will attain Shanti. Gita is That friend is talking to you. He is not only the friend, he is the driver, chariot of your life. Your body is the chariot. Atmanam rathinam vidhi. Shariram rathameva. His body is a ratham. And you are the traveler. And he is the chariot. So when you know this, you will be free, peaceful. Don't doubt where the chariot is being taken. Thus one will attain Shanti. This Gita Yajna, for last 7 days we have been very deep Shraddha, Bhakti, meditating on Bhagavad Gita. For so many years this is continuing. Hello, Varsha Achipo. Last 8 years. Now, devotees like Kanda Mama, Ganesh Mama, so many others, Ravi Shankar Mama, they all with great devotion, they have organized this satsanga. Our Sridharji is otherwise always here, inspiring so many. He has molded so many minds, so many children in the path of Gita, Bhagavata. Viveka Chudamani, many texts continuously is taking. So many are benefited by his constant satsanga here, Malleswaram. And all these children who are here, whatever shloka I want to recollect, I ask and they are there to tell. All of them, they were all from very small age, they were listening. They had that great fortune of being with Sridhar. And also, they were very close with me for so many years. So much rich Sabha is here. If such listeners are there, you can freely quote from all scriptures. You need not fear. Because they are all there to enjoy it. So such a Sabha, we had this Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, Sannyāsa Yoga. And by Bhagavan's grace, morning time, we had Viveka Chudamani in Tamil. And some question and answer sessions also. Today we are concluding this satsanga here temporarily. Satsanga will continue. This 7 days Gita Yajna of this chapter we are offering here to Bhagavan. And we are doing this in Ram Mandira. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, Anjaneya Swami is very near here. He was the greatest knower of Gita. He was the first listener. So all that we are here enjoying for the last 7 days. Now we will offer this Gita Yajna. After this you can, now Sridharji will talk, then Kannan Mama will give the thanksgiving. After that, very quickly we can give Yajna Akshata. Yajna Prasadam. We have republished a book on sadhana, japa sadhana. It's a simple sadhana for all. So that book, Japayoga Sudhaniti, some verses, more than 100 verses on Japayoga, with English meaning, and some articles on Japasadhana also, it is all there, so that you can have as Yajna Prasadam. Now we will offer this. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Sannyāsa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyayah. ഇത് മുടിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ആരത്തി എടുക്കണം. സീതജി പേശിട്ട് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കും.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I have got some confident to speak in English because in the starting I said
ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಲ್ಲ ಬೇಷು ನೋಡಿ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ತುಂಬ ಆಸೆ.
ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನ ನಾನು ತಮಿಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ತಮಿಳಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಅವಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಜನರು ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ವೇ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ಇವತ್ತು ನನಗೊಂದು ಗೊಂದಲ, ಯಾವುದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು? ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶಬ್ದಗಳನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ತೆಗೆದು ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕದ ಅರ್ಥ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದರ ಭಾವವನ್ನು ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಿಸಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಗುರುಕಾಣಿಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಾಗಿದ್ದು ಫಲಗಳನ್ನು ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಂದಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ತುಲನವಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಸಮವಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಭಾಗವತದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೃಥು ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಭಗವಂತನೇ ಅವತಾರ. ಅವರು ಸನತ್ಕುಮಾರರಿಂದ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಏನು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಸರಿ, ನನ್ನನ್ನೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದವನೇ, ನಾನಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಅರೆ ಸಾಧೂಚ್ಚಿಷ್ಟಂ ಹಿಮೆ ಸರ್ವಂ ಆತ್ಮನಾ ಸಹ ಕಿಂ ದದೆ. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದವನು ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನವ ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವರೇ ಆದಮೇಲೆ, ಅವರದ್ದೇ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಋಣಿಗಳೇ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅರೆ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯೈರೀದೃಶಿ ಭಗವತಃ ಗತಿರಾತ್ಮವಾದೆ ಏಕಾಂತತಃ ನಿಗಮಭಿಃ ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದಿತಾನಃ ತುಷ್ಯಂತ್ವದಭ್ರ ಕರುಣಾಃ ಸುಕೃತೇನ ತೇನ ಕೋ ನಾಮ ತತ್ಪ್ರತಿಕರೋತಿ ವಿನಾ ಅಂಜಲಿಂ ಅಸ್ಯ. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯವೇ ಈ ಆತ್ಮವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸೋದು. ಏಕಾಂತತಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎತ್ತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ವ, ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೃಥು ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಅವರು ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡಲಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವಿನಾ ಅಂಜಲಿಂ ಅಸ್ಯ ಕುರ್ಯಾತ್, ಎರಡು ಕೈಯಿಂದಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಂಜಲಿಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ನಮಗೇನು ನೋಡಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅಮೃತ ವೃಷ್ಟಿ, ಹೊರಗೂ ಅಮೃತ ವೃಷ್ಟಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಒಳಗೂ ಕೂಡ 7 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಈ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮರೆಯೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಈಗ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೇ ಭಯ ಪಡಬೇಡ, ನಾನಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಭಯ ಪಡಬೇಡ. ಸುಹೃದಂ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕಾನಾಂ ಜ್ಞಾತ್ವಾ ಮಾಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮೃಚ್ಛತಿ ಎಂದು ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವಾಗೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಈ ಅರಿವಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಭಯ ಪಡಬೇಡಿ, ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಹೊರಗಿನ ವಿಷಯಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗೆ ತಳ್ಳಿ ಈ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿ ವಿ ಗುಂಡಪ್ಪನವರು ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಗ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ, ಎರಡು ಕೋಣೆಗಳ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಮನದಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೊರ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಗರಾಟಗಳ ನಾಡು, ವಿರಮಿಸೊಬ್ಬನೆ ಮೌನದೊಳಮನೆಯ ಶಾಂತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ವರಸೂತ್ರ ಇದು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ, ವರ ಯೋಗ ಸೂತ್ರವಿದು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮನದ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕೋಣೆಗಳ ಕಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮನವೆನ್ನುವ ಆಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕೋಣೆಗಳ ಕಟ್ಟು, ಹೊರ ಕೋಣೆ ಒಳಕೋಣೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಳಕೋಣೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟು, ಈ ಒಳಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸು. ಹೊರಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಬ್ಧ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಮುಗಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಧೈರ್ಯದಿಂದ ತಾನೇ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಾವು ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿದು 8 ಗಂಟೆಗಳು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವರು ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, 1-2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಸಾದ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಧೈರ್ಯದಿಂದಲೇ ನಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಾವು ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಥರ ಹೊರ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಗರಾಟಗಳ ನಾಡು, ನಿನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಬ್ಧದ ಆಟಗಳ ನಾಡು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡು, ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ವಿರಮಿಸೊಬ್ಬನೇ ಮೌನದ ಒಳಮನೆಯ ಶಾಂತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ವರಯೋಗ ಸೂತ್ರವಿದು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದರು, ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಮಿಷನ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದರು, ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಗೀತೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಗೀತೆಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕಗ್ಗವನ್ನು ಸೇರೇ ಹೇಳೋರು. ಗೀತೆ ಕಗ್ಗ 2 ಸೇರತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಒಳಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಚ್ಚಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ನಮಗೆ 7 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಲೆ ಇಡಬೇಕು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವಿಷಯಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೆಲೆ ಇಡಬೇಕೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಇಡದೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ವಿಷಯ ನಾವು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ರತ್ನವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಆತ್ಮಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಂದೆಂದಿಗೂ ಬಿಡದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋಣ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷ ಇದೇ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದ ಸ್ಥಳ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಹನೀಯರು ಬಂದು ಸತ್ಸಂಗಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿರಂತರ ಸತ್ಸಂಗದ ಧಾರೆ ಈ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸತ್ಸಂಗದ ಅಮೃತ ವೃಷ್ಟಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಯತ್ರೈತೇನ ಯಜ್ಞೇನ ಯಜಂತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೃಷ್ಟಿ ಉಂಟಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ವೇದವೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಮೃತ ವೃಷ್ಟಿಯು, ಹೊರಗೂ ಒಳಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶೀತಲ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು. ಈಗ ನಾವೊಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿನೇ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ರು. ಶಾಂತ ಮಹಾಂತಹ ನಿವಸಂತಿ ಸಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ವಸಂತ ಋತು ಅಂತಲೇ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮಹಾಪುರುಷರು ಬಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೃದಯವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅರಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತಂಪಾಗಿ ಹೃದಯ ಒಂದು ಶಾಂತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತೇಲುತ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಭಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲವಾದ ಯುಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಎದುರು ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವೇ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತಿಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಂಜಲಿಬದ್ಧರಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋ ಥರನೇ ಆ ಒಂದು 2 ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಭಾವನ ನಾವು ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಇರೋಣ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೈಯನ್ನು ಅಂಜಲಿಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮಃ ಪುರಸ್ತಾತ್ ಅಥ ಪೃಷ್ಠತಸ್ತೆ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ ಸರ್ವತಯೇವ ಸರ್ವ ಅನಂತ ವೀರ್ಯಾಮಿತ ವಿಕ್ರಮಸ್ತ್ವಂ ಸರ್ವಂ ಸಮಾಪ್ನೋಷಿ ತತೋಸಿ ಸರ್ವಃ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ ಮಹಾಯೋಗಿನ್ ಪ್ರಪನ್ನಂ ಅನುಷಾಧಿ ಮಾಂ ಯಥಾ ತ್ವಚ್ಚರಣಾಂ ಭೋಜೆ ರತಿ ಸ್ಯಾತ್ ಅನಪಾಯಿನಿ. नैके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नाकन्निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजदेतद्यतयो विशन्ति
सन्न्यासयोगाद्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे दह्रं विपापं परमेष्मभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमध्यसग्रस्थं दत्रापि दह्रं गगनं यो वेदादौ स्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
चरणं निरवधिरास्ते जन्मसाफल्यं हित्वा को वा स्वेष्टं लभेत लोकेऽस्मिन् तस्मात् गुरुवरचरणं भज चेतः सर्वसौख्यमूलं त्वं. ಮುಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾರಾಯಣನ್ ನಂಬೂದಿರಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾನು ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ಗುರುವಾಯೂರಲ್ಲೇ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಕುನ್ನಂಕುಳಂ ಎನ್ನುವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರೋರು. ಅವರು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಲಾಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ, ಪಾಠಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲಾಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಗುರುವಾಯೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ ಶ್ರೀಮದ್ ಭಾಗವತ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ ನಡೆದಾಗ ರುಕ್ಮಿಣಿ ರೀಜೆನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಾಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸತ್ಸಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರು. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜೀವ ಅವರು. ಇಂತಹ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ದಿವ್ಯ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತೇಜೋಮಯವಾದ ಸೂರ್ಯನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಇಂತಹ ಮುಕ್ಷುಗಳು ಅವರಿಂದ ಸೆಳೆಯಲ್ಪಟ್ಟರು. ಅವರು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷವೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಮಧುರವಾದ ಮಂತ್ರಸ್ವರಮಯವಾದ ಅವರ ಕಂಠದಿಂದ ಇಡೀ ಶ್ರೀಮದ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಜ್ಞಾನಯಜ್ಞ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಮೂಲ ಪಾರಾಯಣವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಬೆಳಗೊತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಆನಂದ ಮಕರಂದ, ಅದು ತುಂಬ ದಿವ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ದಿವ್ಯ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರಗಳು. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಜನರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರು. ಅದಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಇದೆ, ಯಾರು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕೋ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯವಾದಂತಹ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನಂದ ಮಕರಂದ ಅಂತ. ಆ ತರಹ ಇರೋ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರಗಳ ಗಾನವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು ನಮಗೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
Hari Om. First, our namaskarams to Swamiji. As usual, our two pillars of strength and support, guidance are Mr. Murli Guruji and Sridhar Guruji. They have supported us right from the beginning, planning the satsang and day-to-day activities. They have guided us all the time. We also thank the Ram Mandir Secretary, Nagarajan, staff members and Gurukul of the Rama Sannidhi for giving this hall for this satsang. We thank the volunteers, Saravagopalan, Ravichandran, Krishnan, Ram Guru, Srinivasan, Swaminathan. All those people have helped us in conducting this satsang smoothly. And our books counter was managed by Sri Mohan, Ganesh and family. Of course, you can see the beautiful stage decoration and carpets, chairs, all provided by Sri Prabhu. The audio setup by Sri Venugopal and Ramesh. Though we had some initial glitches, after that it was so perfect, everywhere we are able to hear the sound properly. Prasadam was made by Sri Rangarajan and team on a daily basis. Video and webcast managed by Gagan and Ravi Nadarajan. Collection counter was managed by Sri Krishnan. And many devotees have contributed for this satsang. We thank all of them. And after this, we'll have the arati, followed by distribution of Mangalakshadai and Yajna Prasadam. First, I request all the volunteers to come by that side and take the prasadam after the arati. And other devotees can come from this side and take the Mangalakshadai. And whoever is sitting down, first you come. Then other people sitting in the chairs can come after that. Crowd பண்ணாமல் கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோவாக வந்து அண்டு குயிக்காக வாங்கிட்டு போனேன்னாக்கா சீக்கிரமாக எல்லோரும் முடிச்சிடலாம். நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணுறவா அந்த சைடு போய் நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணுங்க. ஃபஸ்ட்டு இப்போ ஆரத்தி பண்ணுவோம்.
जय जय हरि गीते जननि वंदनम जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरि गीते जननि वंदनम जयाद्य वैद्य गीते विषाद रोग भाजे प्रदत्त सर्वतापहारि दिव्य भेषजे वेद केदार जैसी भेद खेदादिरोगनाशनेत्यंत शक्त मुक्ति भेषजा जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरि गीते जननि वंदनम त्वमेव माधवोक्ता समस्त भेदहन्त्री सांख्य कर्म भक्ति योग मुक्ति वारिधे सततमात्म संस्थं कलयमानसं त्वं विहाय सर्वचिन्तामिति प्रगायसि जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरि गीते जननि वंदनम जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरि गीते जननि वंदनम जय जय हरि गीते जननि वंदनम.